All right, so we have been talking about tenths and hundredths, which are place values of decimals, and now we are going to add on to that by talking about thousandths, which is the next place value after the tenths and hundredths. So let's take a look at these number lines that we have right here. So the first number line is from 0 to 1. The second number line is from 0 to 1/10. And then the third number line is from 0 to 100th. So let's look at this first number line. Think about how many equal parts are in the first number line. The answer is 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What is the value of each part? Well, each part is worth 1/10. So we're skip counting by tenths here. So 1 part of 1 whole that is divided into 10 equal parts is 1/10. So let's take a look at this second number line. So once again, it represents 1/10 and is divided into 10 equal parts. So what value is each part now? So each part is now 100th. So 1 part of 1/10, so 1 part of 1/10 is divided into 10 equal parts, and that equals 100th. Now, let's take a look at that last number line. So in the last number line, it represents 100ths, 0 to 100ths. And it is also divided into equal parts. So what is the value then of each part? Well, the answer is 1,000ths with a TH. I know it's kind of hard to probably hear me with this microphone, but thousandths with a TH at the end. So 1 part of 100th that is divided, 1 part of 100th that is divided into 10 equal parts is 1,000th. All right, so let's take a look at this first problem right here. 1,000ths equals, we're going to write this as both a fraction and a decimal. So as a fraction, it's just 1,000ths. As a decimal, it's going to be 0.001. And we can actually read that the same way as we would with a fraction. So 0 and 1,000. So the trick that I like to do is I like to read the number after the decimal point as if it was a regular number, and then I say the last place value of the last digit. So if I look at 001, we just say that's 1, and the last place value of that number is the thousandths place. So we would say 1,000ths. All right, so the next one is 2,000ths. So I'm going to put 2 in the numerator, 1,000 in the denominator. And how I could write that as a decimal is 0.002, but we could also read that as just 2,000ths. All right, problem 2. And I know you don't have this picture in your notes, but I've added it in here because I think it's a good visual. We could exchange 100th, so that's 0.01, for how many thousandths? So this equals how many thousandths? Pause the video and think about that. All right, so if you said 10, you are correct. So I can exchange 100th for 10 thousandths. Problem 3, express 2 and 314 thousandths as a decimal. So the great thing about mixed numbers and decimals is that the whole number is always going to stay the same. So I'm going to put 2 point, because my whole is 2 of this mixed number, and then 314 thousandths. So once again, the last place value is going to be the thousandths place. So 2 and 314 thousandths. All right, we're going to skip problem 4 and actually go to problem 5 right here. And this is kind of an extension of problem 3 that we just talked about in a little bit more detail. So we're going to be writing this number, this decimal, as with place value chips on this chart below. So if you remember, the place value chips look like this, and they have either a 1, a 1/10 in it, a 100th, and now we're going to add 1/1000th. All right, so if we have a 2 in the ones place, that means I have 1 hole, 2 holes. So I'm going to draw that. All right, so now I have my decimal. Now I'm going to go to the tens place, which is a 3. So I'm going to draw 3 tenths. So 1/10, 2 tenths, and 3 tenths. All right, now I have a 1 in my hundredths place, so I'm just going to draw 1/100th. And then in my thousandths place, I have a 4, so now I'm going to draw 4 thousandths. I'm going to make this just a little bit bigger. So when we say we have 2 and 314 thousandths, that's the same thing as if we were to have 3 tenths, 1/100ths, and 4 thousandths. All right, the last problem. Actually, let's go back to this problem right here, problem 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to cross that out, and we are going to just do the same number we've been working with. All right, so how would we say this in word form? So when the denominator is a power of 10, like 10, 100, or 1,000, it's really easy to go from a mixed number to a decimal. So we would read this as 2 and, so we say and to separate the whole number and the fractional part. 2 and 314, but it's not just 314. Is 314 thousandths. And then don't forget to put the THS at the end. All right, problem 6. Thousandths can be represented on a number line. Write the value of each number below or above the dashes, just so that we have enough room. So I'm going to alternate between above and below. All right, so another way to think of this is really 2 and 310 thousandths, and this is 2 and 320 thousandths. So what I need to do is I need to keep adding a thousandths until I get to the very end of the number line. So if I were to pause the video and think about if you were to add 1/1000ths to this, what would that number be? All right, if you said 2.311, you are correct. So I'm adding that 1/1000ths right here. All right, in the next, above the next dash, I'm going to add just 1 more thousandths. So now I have 2 and 312 thousandths. Okay, then I'm going to keep adding 1/1000ths until I get to the end. Go ahead and pause the video and see if you can do this on your own. Then play it and check your work when you are done. Oops, I know I did wrong. All right, so we will do these problems tomorrow in class.